This podcast episode is presented by a generous sponsorship of Radio Free Santa Clarita by the California Institute of the Arts, one of the top art schools in the world located right here in Santa Clarita. You can find out more information about their Discover Music program, CalArts summer program for high school students. Learn more at calarts.edu/discover. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Awesome Town Sound Podcast. My name is Lee Huber. Thanks for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you for joining us. And if you're already subscribed to the podcast, please spread the word and tell your friends on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, carrier pigeons, smoke signals, whatever it takes. Because the bigger this music community gets, the better. Well, the Santa Clarita summer music events are in full swing. We just had Boots and Brews wrap up last weekend. We'll have concerts in the park coming up in just a few weeks. And if you head down to the Westfield Valencia Town Center every Friday, you can enjoy the Valencia Jazz and Blues Concert Series. I went last Friday and they had an amazing turnout and everyone was getting down and getting funky. Truly a great event, and I am very excited to feature Jim Gustin and Truth Jones. They'll be taking the stage this Friday at the Valencia Jazz and Blues Concert Series, and it's a good thing the event is outdoors because otherwise they'd blow the roof off the place. So stay tuned for that interview with Jim and Truth in just a moment. First, let's find out what other music events are happening this weekend in Santa Clarita. Starting off the week on Thursday, June 20th, Ben Bostic will be taking the stage at Brewery Draconum at 6:30 p.m. And at 7 p.m., it's the return of Senses. A little while back they were rained out, but they're going to try again for the Nintendo-themed block party. And Peacock and the Feathers will be on stage starting at 7 p.m. down on Main Street. And on Friday, June 21st, our featured artists this week, Jim Gustin and Truth Jones, they're going to be headlining the Valencia Jazz and Blues Concert Series event at 7 p.m. at the Westfield Valencia Town Center. Also on Friday, the Sean Hughes Band will be at Alchemy at 9 p.m. and Route 69 will be at Docks Inn. That's on Lyons Avenue at 9 p.m. Saturday, the 22nd, Far West will be taking the stage at Telco Brewery at 6 p.m. The G3 Band will be at Backyard Grub and Brews at 7 p.m. Right Side Up will be at Vincenzo's New Hall at 7:30 p.m. Sean and Paul will be at Alchemy at 8 p.m. Pam and Chad Watson will be at the VFW 6885 at 8 p.m. And Pulp will be at 8th and Rail at 9:30 p.m. And rounding out the weekend on Sunday, June 23rd, Tracks will be on the patio at Salt Creek Grill at 4 p.m. There'll be a classic rock jam at the American Legion 507 at 5 p.m. Henry Becker will be at the VFW 6885 at 5 p.m. Michael Whalen, who is one half of Vinyl and Sheen, who you may remember from a few weeks ago here on the podcast, he's going to be performing as part of a tribute to Crush 40, which is a band that performed a lot of music from video games like Sonic the Hedgehog. Go check out the tribute to Crush 40 at Vincenzo's New Hall at 7 p.m. And finally, it's a saxtravaganza. There'll be a saxophone chamber recital at Hart Hall at William S. Hart Park at 7 p.m. on Sunday night. If you know of any shows I haven't mentioned, tell us about it on our Facebook page. Check out facebook.com/theawesometownsound. The blues are alive and well in Santa Clarita. If you head on down to the American Legion Post 507 on the second Sunday of every month, you'll hear some of the best musicians in town, most if not all members of the Santa Clarita Blues Society, rocking out and jamming the night away. There's some great music and fantastic musicians. And really, I can't wait to feature many more of them on upcoming episodes of the podcast. When I discovered that Blues Society rockers Jim Gustin and Truth Jones would be headlining this week as part of the Valencia Jazz and Blues Concert Series, I knew I had to meet up and have them on the show and learn a little more about the blues scene right here in the SCV. Here's this week's featured artists on the Awesome Town Sound Podcast, Jim Gustin and Truth Jones.
I'm Jim Gustin.
And I'm Truth Jones.
And we're a blues band from Santa Clarita, California. Truth Jones, Jerry Goldenhar, and I have been playing together for our 18th year together.
I started singing it too. So I've been singing my whole life, mostly in church.
Oh, cool.
And actually that's how we met. We met in church.
Yeah, we were in the church choir together. She didn't try to kill me right away. So that didn't come till many times later. But in church, she was behaving herself, and we got along. And my voice is a little unorthodox, so it's nice to have something a little sweeter than my rasp. And just force people to listen to that all night.
Balance it out.
Yeah, everybody eating cough drops and feeling bad for themselves. So.
He already had a band kind of going, and I attended an event that he was playing on, and he said, Jerry, come on up here. And from that point on, I would get the call. So it was, I don't think he ever even asked me if I wanted to be in the band.
Yeah,
You're
still not officially in the band.
I don't know if I'm actually in the band. So.
It's a trial. You're still on probation. We're primarily a blues band. We're not a super traditional blues band. I think we both love that kind of music, but we have a lot of other influences. I grew up as a metalhead in the 80s, played all the Hollywood clubs when I was skinny and had long hair. And, I played country for about 10 years. When Jerry joined our band, we were just kind of a classic rock, kind of cover band.
Yeah.
And we did that for 10, 12 years, but I had all these songs that I'd written over the years, and at some point I kind of got tired of just playing everybody else's songs. I kind of wanted to do my own thing. I had music in me that I wanted people to hear, and Jerry's a good songwriter, and so we have lots of songs. The songs range from kind of rock to country to kind of almost a jazz torch singing kind of thing. But the blues is the basis of all of that stuff, and
Right.
Our fan base is primarily blues guys. We're both belong to several different blues societies, but we'll still play some cover tunes. All of our influence kind of come together, not just Jerry and I, but the other guys in the band. That's the beautiful thing about a band is everybody kind of adds their own ingredient, and it comes out, whatever it is, that blend of all the people contributing. Well, I think as with any artist, you want to share your art with as many people as possible, whatever that is.
Yes.
We love playing live. It's a thrill to hear yourself on the radio. I'm always excited when people buy our CDs and they tell you how much they enjoy them. So just to share, the art that's within you and share the feelings and the thoughts that you have and that other people can hopefully relate to and enjoy is really the driving force. There's not a whole lot of money in music these days for most independent artists, and fortunately we all have day jobs, and we play a lot. We've cut it down a little bit this year and last year, but we do a few little short tours every year, and we've had some great successes. For me, it's always a thrill to be able to play at an event that I attend.
Yeah.
If it's a club that you go to a lot, you go there and you watch bands and you love going to that club, and then you get a chance to play there.
Yes.
It's really exciting, and that's even more so with festivals and the event here in town, the Valencia Jazz and Blues Festival. That's something I've been going to since it started.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorite things about our city here in Santa Clarita is that event, and I go multiple times every year, and to be able to play that is really a thrill for Jerry and I
it's an
both,
honor.
so.
I mean, we were very honored to be called to play that one.
And now, the song Memphis by Jim Gustin and Truth Jones on the Awesome Town Sound Podcast.
The glitter of LA.
Where can listeners and fans go to hear more, purchase your music? Where can they find you live?
Facebook is probably the best place. Jim Gustin and Truth Jones. We have a Reverb Nation page. You can always just Google us, Jim Gustin and Truth Jones. We have a little online store where you can buy CDs and shirts and stuff.
Yeah.
Our stuff's all available on iTunes and Spotify and all the normal places that you listen to music and hopefully maybe pay for music. 21st, Valencia Jazz and Blues Concert Series at Town Center Drive right at the mall. It's a great event. I love it. They have lots of, they have food there from people all around the city. I know Salt Creek.
Yes.
Always, it's a place that we play frequently. They always have good food there. And
it's a free event for the community. So you bring a chair and come sit, or you can actually purchase a VIP table, which is a nice thing to do. And yeah, it's just it's a wonderful way to meet your friends out there. I mean, it's just a big party.
Thank you for listening to the Awesome Town Sound Podcast. We are a production of Radio Free Santa Clarita. For more information, visit radiofreesantaclarita.org. You can keep up with all the local music events that we mention here by visiting the Awesome Town Sound Facebook page. And if you enjoyed our show, please tell your friends about it on social media. Tell your friends to subscribe, because the bigger this music community gets, the better. We live in an awesome town with awesome artists, awesome bands, and awesome fans. So keep on listening to the Awesome Town Sound Podcast.